generally, people come knocking on the door when they've had some sort of burnout, crisis, meltdown, you know, breakdown. You know, of course, I'd love it if they can come before that, but often that's what's happening. Or they realize that they've got so much anxiety, or they're facing a depression, and then they realize that they've got to do something about it. This is why they come and do the work. And for me, this is why the work is there, yeah? Why we set up the work. So the why is really based on to help support people through a lot of the stuff that they're facing themselves, their life challenges. And life is challenging. Yeah, we get some idea and image through magazines, movies, that it's supposed to be this beautiful bouquet of flowers, and it's not. And at some point in our adolescence, we grow up and we realize that it's not. That mother, father are maybe not perfect, that the environment we live in is not perfect, and the pain of that, and you know, what it creates in us is realizing, oh my gosh, I have to survive in this. You know, and kids, when they're very young, they have this beautiful, wide open spaciousness. You know, you see little wild kids, when they're especially 3, 4 years old, they're not inhibited, they're not aware of themselves, self-conscious, they're just purely in their aliveness. And somehow we lose the thread of our aliveness. And you walk out on the street today and you see them. A lot of people today looking really, really kind of drab, numb, kind of like loss of lifelessness. You know, they've sort of like, and you feel it in them, you know, the disconnection of that aliveness, essentially, yeah? And for me, I say, come to this work and find that. Find your passion in life again. Find your aliveness again. Find your connection again to yourself, you know, of your purpose, of why you're here. Yeah, get your joy back, yeah? And then, you know, for me, from there, you know, so much potential. Life looks completely different from that view than from this view. So I say, you know, when are you ready? You know, let's go. You know, I'm going to be very honest with you with that question about if people feel okay in their lives, yeah? One of the things I say is, you know, don't come unless you're really ready. Otherwise, you're not going to get something. If you walk through that door in the workshop, you have to really want something to change in your life. You have to be sitting on the edge of something that you're ready to look at. Yeah? Otherwise, you won't get the most out of it. Yeah? And then, for those who feel okay and they cruise through life, you know, I say great. And of course, then I'm not surprised when I get a phone call from them, and that, you know, that moment something gets a little turbulent in their relationship, or something happens out of their control, yeah, and then the freak out comes. That's when you can really see, there's something actually more there. So they like the cruise control, they like the comfort zone, but the moment it's not in their control anymore, the moment something happens that, you know, shakes their boat, then you can really see how much ground they have inside themselves. So, you know, only they can investigate that, only they can really know and be honest, hopefully, with themselves, yeah, that they can say, okay, actually, yeah, when stuff gets challenging, yeah, that's where I, you know, become a nervous wreck, for example. But, you know, if you're not facing that in this very moment, and you're watching this, and you're saying, why should I do this? You know, you have to want something to shift in your life. You have to see that, okay, there are some patterns in my life that I need to break here. And the way I relate with others, the way I relate with myself. Yeah, I could see that there's some room there that I could, you know, explore or, you know, expand on, you know, to hopefully improve my life and have a healthy relationship with myself.